Hello, everyone. Welcome to New Gen Politics. So, Biden has just approved the use of U.S. missiles in Ukraine to fire directly into Russia. Now, this is a huge escalation because for the entirety of this war, the U.S. has not provided anything like this. We have not made the decision to fire into Russia using U.S. missiles. Now, Biden, for some reason, thinks this is a great idea in his last month of his term to basically escalate this war. Now they're saying it's to de-escalate, right? It's to so Ukraine can hold on to the territory they regained during the counteroffensive. That is insane because what is happening right now is they're trying to run and gun right before Trump becomes president because they know Trump's going to end the war. So they're trying to basically just run out the clock and maybe gain some territory, maybe sustain some territory. But the efforts needed to do that is crossing a new line, is adding something to the fight that we haven't done before. And America seems to have this policy where if we don't officially declare war on you, we're not at war with you. That's not how that works. That's not how the rest of the world sees it. If you are funding supplies, people, ammunition, missiles to a country, and then telling them to go on the offensive and fire into the other country, to me, that seems like a declaration of war, at least by proxy. And so we're playing this game of why are you hitting yourself? Like, oh, I didn't hit you. You're hitting yourself, right? Where we're basically like, well, we didn't declare war on you. We're doing literally everything we would do if we had declared war on you, but we haven't declared war on you yet. So technically, we're not doing anything wrong. Well, Russia's not going to see it that way. They're going to see it as we are escalating tensions. We are getting involved more and more. And now we're, aggravating Ukraine to attack Russia, like to a physical country of Russia to attack Russia. That is not a good idea whatsoever. And I think Biden's just trying to get this done in his last term, try to make it seem like Ukraine won in some sense. They can bring more to the bargaining table if they have more territory currently when Trump ends the war. Basically the clock's running out, right? Like everybody in the world knows that Trump's going to end these wars. He is literally the clock at the end of the basketball game. And now both teams are just trying to run out the clock to see who can win with one extra point at the end. And that's basically what's happening. But what we're going to do that is going to escalate tensions with Russia. And Putin may say, hey, look, like at the end of, Biden's term, like I get it, Trump, you weren't president. It was Biden, but your country still attacked mine with your weapons. And you told the Ukrainians to attack our country. And so I think that might not go over very well. I hope that they just don't do this. I think any drastic thing like this that happens in the last couple months of a presidency is kind of ridiculous because we already know who the president's going to be next time, and it's not Joe Biden. And so to run and gun and do these crazy policies of escalation in the late stages of his administration when he can just shift the blame to Trump immediately after he's in office is pretty disturbing, right? The kind of ramming through whatever policy or actions you weren't able to get done in your first term. To do that is pretty, kind of disgusting, honestly. Now, who knows how much of this was actually Biden's okay or idea, right? Like he's not all there really, it seems. So I don't know who made this decision, but it's clearly not a good one. Thankfully, Trump's relationship with Putin is good, despite however much the media says they hate that Trump is on good terms with Putin. Because for some reason we don't want to be on good terms with people we're going to negotiate with. I don't know why that seems to be a controversial policy, but Trump's on good terms with Putin. Maybe Putin will see that Trump is really trying to stop this because Trump has said, as president-elect, he wants to stop this. I'm going to be president. I'm going to stop this on day one. How about don't do it in the meantime? Because he says this is going to escalate the war. People are worried about World War III, and this is how you get it, is you just escalate and escalate and escalate. And using American weapons to this capacity is, by proxy, basically a declaration of war. And Putin can interpret it that way. He really could. He probably won't because Putin is actually reasonable and does not want World War III, clearly. So he will negotiate with Trump, but he's clearly not going to negotiate with Biden. And I think that this needs to end before we get to the point where there's a no turning back, right? When something When you're in the near occasion of something escalating to this portion, it's not a good idea. We haven't escalated to our direct involvement the entire war. I feel like in the last month of Biden's administration, he should not desire to do that, to escalate into full-blown war with Russia. But once you do, there's no going back. So we should stop this. We should leave it to Trump to negotiate and work out a deal that saves the most amount of lives. Forget the territory, forget the money. How can we stop this from resulting in the most amount of deaths, right? We don't want this to lead to any more deaths. We want as many people to be alive at the end of this as possible. And certain negotiating parties, namely Zelensky, seem to care more about the physical land than the people. Obviously America, if we were to get involved, we are kind of involved. We have a military industrial complex that wants to sell weapons more than we care about lives a lot of the time. So what we need is somebody like Trump to go, who cares about the American people, to go to the negotiating table. The same man who ended 5 wars and didn't start a new one, to end this war and de-escalate. And I think Putin wants the same thing. I think he will acknowledge Trump as he knows Trump. He knows Trump wants that too. So in good faith, hopefully Putin does not retaliate, even if Biden goes through with this insane plan. And even if we start launching missiles into Russia, hopefully Putin does not escalate. Maybe he may retaliate, but he may not. We'll just have to see. So that's my thoughts on this. It's interesting. It's scary. I hopefully don't think that things will escalate because, like I said, Putin's reasonable. Trump's trying to exert his authority to stop this from happening. We'll see if the military slows this down of their own volition, take a couple extra weeks to get the systems there, generals slowing it down. There may be good people who are running out the clock. Like I said, we have the clock to run out until Trump's president and ends these wars. So if we can just run out the clock before this happens, that would be amazing. And there's plenty of people to interfere with that process or take this back. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you like the video, like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching.